Hey guys, and welcome to an Aspie's Point of View, where I give you my opinion on stuff. Tonight we are reviewing Season 3, Episode 8 of The Good Doctor, entitled Moonshot. The last couple of episodes, I've been very composed and had talking points, and we're going back to a little bit of the ranty style from last season because I'm just in a ranty place right now. Before I get into it, if you like these videos, please subscribe so that you can see more from me and be notified when I put up a video. And please use the comment section down below to start a dialogue. That's what I intended this channel to be for. So please, 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 thank you. Anyhow, so I was very... It's hard to put into words the feelings that I felt watching the episode tonight. I was very angry with Carly because she knew that Sean had Aspergers when she started seeing him. She knew about intimacy issues and Sean, intimacy issues and Aspergers in general. She's a doctor. She knows these things. And she further went on to say she did a ton of research about people who are autistic and intimacy. So the way she treated Sean in this episode actually really angered me. And I understand that other people may say that Sean was wrong, but here's my question for you. When you are feeling something completely foreign, you don't know why your body's feeling the way it's feeling. All you know is it's overwhelming, it's overbearing, and you're terrified of it. Are you gonna just sit there and say, I'm gonna stay here and be terrified? Some people do, thrill seekers do. I couldn't. I could never. And what Carly is expecting of Sean is for Sean to be normal. Sean is not normal. Nobody is normal, but Sean is not neurotypical. So when it comes to things like fear response and just social cues and conversation in general, and being able to express his feelings and being able to put into words what is going on inside his brain, which, again, the whole point of this channel, putting my brain out there for you guys to see. It is so important for Carly to realize that Sean doesn't have that ability. Sean can't just say to her, well, I'm feeling like this, and this is why, and I feel like even though I feel this way, it doesn't work that way. We saw Sean become overwhelmed during the 15 seconds, well, he got down to 8 seconds, so not very long actually, of exposure therapy. I have tried exposure therapy. I actually have tried exposure therapy with personal touch. I'm not going to go too into detail because some things are better left private, but in general, the idea of something as simple as a kiss for me. It used to be that anytime someone gave me a kiss, I immediately put my fingers to my lips. And I always used to say, oh, I'm savoring the kiss. That wasn't it. I was so particular about the way that I was comfortable and uncomfortable being touched that I felt the person's lips still on me after they had already departed from the kiss. And so I needed to break that barrier. And at the same time, I'll be perfectly honest, there's a particular issue that I have as far as bodily fluids. I never shared drinks with anyone. I never shared spoons with anyone. It's just something that I've always had an issue with. It was a way for me to subconsciously wipe my lips. And over time, that stopped. But if someone had said to me, I don't want you touching your lips after you kiss me anymore, that would have been the end of that. I couldn't just stop. That's not how you do something. That's not how you have a relationship. A relationship is compromise no matter what. And so the fact that Carly threw Sean out, said it wasn't going to work because he couldn't get it right on the first time and he got scared, made me mad. I was very pleased at the end of the episode that they were able to reconcile, that he did go back to her and they tried again, and you could see that the exposure therapy was actually working. But to be perfectly honest, I got so mad at Carly at the beginning of the episode that I almost would have been happier if Sean never went back to her. Because in my eyes, she does not have his best interests at heart. She wants what Carly wants. And if Sean isn't going to give her what Carly wants, she does not want to be in that relationship anymore. And that is wrong. A relationship is compromise. That's how it works. I really don't know how much more I can say about that. But like I said, I was in a ranty mood about that, so I needed to get that out of the way. The other thing that I wanted to bring up that really ticked me off in this episode was Morgan's storyline. So Morgan's kind of been the antagonist since she came onto the show, and she was the one that was so full of herself, and she was going to be a great surgeon, and she was always the character that you love to hate. And in tonight's episode, we find out that Morgan has rheumatoid arthritis, and she asks Dr. Glassman to believe in her like he believed in Sean. There's a problem inherently in my mind, and he even brings it up in a way with what she said. He said to her, "You're comparing rheumatoid arthritis to autism." I absolutely agree. There is a large difference between someone having difficulty with a socialization skill or difficulty where they have to take a step back and, stim for a moment to get themselves back to where they are, versus someone who has something physically wrong with them that prevents them from doing their job. Now, the Americans with Disabilities Act allows for reasonable accommodations to be made for people with disabilities, which is phenomenal. And I love talking about the Americans with Disabilities Act. I love talking about what reasonable accommodations are and are not. That is not for this video. That will be in a different video entirely. But a reasonable accommodation for a surgeon is not to have a cortisone shot every time they need to give surgery. It's just not. And it's unrealistic for Morgan to think that because she can do surgery today with a cortisone shot, that a year, 2 years, 3 years down the road, she'll be able to do it. And what bothers me is Sean can grow. And we have seen Sean grow since day one. We have seen Sean grow. And with a disease that's progressive, like rheumatoid arthritis, you're not going to get better. You're going to degenerate. And so in Morgan's case, the proper thing to do in my eyes, the human thing to do in my eyes, is to sit down and have a legitimate conversation with her about her future. Now, I got really angry last season when we had the new chief come in and he changed Sean's future for him. But the reason I got angry was that he didn't care to get to know Sean. He didn't care to see what Sean could do. He heard autism and he decided Sean couldn't be a surgeon. Versus someone who has a degenerative disease putting years of effort into a residency that they may never be able to use, versus switching into another type of medicine like pediatrics or family medicine or, any number of things that she could do that is not 100% reliant on her hands being exact. Hands have to be exact for surgery. And Dr. Glassman points it out, that if she were a millimeter or two off, she would kill the patient. How can she in her mind say it's okay to be selfish, to say, I want to be a surgeon, so I'm going to keep doing this and not tell anyone that I'm hurting or not tell anyone that I'm sick, and put her patient's life on the line? It's not right. It's not fair. It's just wrong. And like I said, I understand that you could make the same argument for autism. What if Sean had a meltdown in the operating room? Well, first of all, there are other people in the operating room who could take over if they had to, as long as he is not the lead surgeon. And of course, there are other people that could take over for her as well. The difference, I think, largely is in personality, where I don't see Morgan admitting that she needs help. I just don't see that. But again, like I said, Sean is progressing upwards. Morgan is going to start progressing downwards. And it just really, really confuses me how, through this episode, she was able to somehow make Dr. Glassman agree to do this, to let her do this surgery. And furthermore, she still thinks she's going to be a surgeon. And in my eyes, it's selfish and it's not something that's realistic. And she should be looking into finding a new dream that will still make her happy, that will still fulfill her. I'm not saying Dr. Glassman should transfer her to another department like what happened to Sean last season. I'm saying you have a conversation and discuss her options, discuss her future. Now, maybe that will come in the coming episodes. I don't know. I hope it will, because it will really bother me if they continue to try to parallel these two storylines, that a disability is a disability is a disability, because quite frankly, it's not. Every disability is different, and you need to look at all the ramifications of everything that's happening. And like I said, in Sean's particular case, we are seeing him improve. And I don't believe that he would be put in a situation where he is completely alone on his own in the operating room until he was ready. And when he did have his lead surgery, he knew enough to say, this surgery is more complicated, I can't do this surgery. Morgan does not have that type of personality, and I cannot see her saying in the middle of surgery, my hand doesn't work, I need someone to do this for me. So those are my thoughts. Please comment down below what you thought. Let me know if you like these ranty style videos better than the more thought out, prim and proper reviews. But those were my thoughts on the episode, and until next time, this has been an Aspie's Point of View. Bye guys.